Well, I think in terms of what we do with stocks, we don't give information except when required to, but I would say this. I think Microsoft has been remarkably willing to cooperate with governing.
The renowned billionaire Warren Buffett, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, sold his stake in Activision Blizzard before the merger with Microsoft. Why? Why is the Oracle of Omaha selling? And what other changes will they make to their stock portfolio in 2023? That too in economy. So should investors need to be concerned? Let's find out. Warren Buffett, famous for his long-term investment philosophy, changed his mind after a few months and decided to invest several $billion. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway, which sold 70% of its investment in Activision Blizzard in the second quarter, appears to have missed out on some gains as the federal judge ruled Microsoft and finished its acquisition of the video game maker worth $68.7 billion. Berkshire is headquartered in Omaha, Nebraska. It also owns dozens of companies like Railroad BNSF, Auto Insurances Company Geisho, and stocks like Apple and Bank of America. According to regulatory, Berkshire said it owns about 14.7 million Activision shares, or 1.9% worth $1.24 billion as of the 30th of June, compared with 49.4 million shares, or 6.3% as of March 31. However, the file does not mention the price of any purchases or sales or whether Berkshire bought or sold Activision stock in July. Activision's investments is a form of arbitrage in which Buffett considers investors overly pessimistic about regulators' approval of the Xbox game console business's combination of Microsoft, which the maker of the Call of Duty and Candy Crush franchises. One of Berkshire's portfolio manager invested in Activision at the end of 2021, and Buffett holds the stake to nearly 10% by 2022. At Berkshire's annual meeting in April 2022, the billionaire told shareholders that he doesn't know if regulators will approve the merger. The merger values Activision as $95 per share, but one thing we know is Microsoft has the money. Berkshire's remaining stake in Activision, 14,658,121 shares, is the same size as it was before Buffett started buying, which suggests he has given up the arbitrage. Activision shares jumped 10% to $90.99 on July 11 after U.S. District Judge Jacqueline Scott Corley in San Francisco rejected argument from the U.S. Federal Trade Commission that the merger would affect competition in cloud games, consoles, and subscription services. Britain's competition regulator, the Competition and Market Authority, also opposed the merger but agreed to suspend Microsoft's appeal to allow more time to resolve the dispute. Omaha's Oracle previously revealed that one of its junior investors, Ted Welchers and Todd Combs, acquired a stake in Activision in October and November 2021 at an average cost of $77 per share. Buffett has increased his stake in a merger arbitrage deal, betting that Microsoft's proposed acquisition for the video game company will be finished. He revealed that he and his longtime business partner Charlie Munger began entering into merger arbitration agreement 50 years ago when he was also known as the Workout. Warren Buffett appears to have missed out on some profits as a federal judge ruled Microsoft could compete its takeover of the video game maker for $68.7 billion. So Microsoft has now changed its proposed takeover of video game maker Activision Blizzard as it tries to convince the UK competition regulator, who blocked the deal, worth $69 billion or 54 billion euros. The Competition and Markets Authority, CMA, said it would investigate new proposals under which Microsoft would not buy clouds right outside of Europe to existing Activision consoles and desktop games. In removing Activision, Warren Buffett says Apple Incorporated is a better company than any company in the portfolio of Berkshire Hathaway Incorporated. Apple is different from other companies we own. It just happened to be a better deal, Buffett said at Berkshire's annual meeting. Berkshire disclosed a $1 billion stake in Apple in May 2020 2016, and by March 2023, the company has increased that stake to $151 billion, representing 46% of its $328 billion stock portfolio. Buffett has long praised Apple CEO Tim Cook and sees Apple less as a technology company than a customer product, whose dominant product is the iPhone that people want. Berkshire recently held a 5.6% stake in Apple, and Buffett said he could buy more. Analysts and investors says the acquisition could diversify Berkshire's energy portfolio, which includes multiple utilities, electricity distributors, and renewable energy projects. Recently, Berkshire began accumulating shares of Houston-based Occidental in February 2022 when Russia invaded Ukraine. Buffett also has a close relationship with Occidental CEO Vicky Holub, who has reduced debt and returned cash to shareholders since the company bought Anadarko Petroleum Corp in 2019. Holub is a great manager at Occidental, said Buffett. We love that Vicky directs it. Occidental and Chevron Corp, another large holding company of Berkshire, also have a strong presence in the Permian Basin, an area of Texas and New Mexico that accounts for a significant portion of U.S. crude oil production. Edward Jones and co-analyst Jim Shanahan estimate Berkshire held $21.6 billion in Chevron stock at the end of March. Also, it appears the company sold about $6 billion in the first quarter. Occidental Petroleum Corporation is also satisfied with the large investment in the oil company. Buffett dismissed speculation that Berkshire would acquire Occidental after owning a 23.6% stake. We're not going to make any offer to Occidental, Buffett said. We have the right direction. Until recently, Berkshire also held $10 billion worth of Western preferred stock with an 8% dividend yield, helping to finance the Anadarko purchase and securing an additional $5 billion purchase of common stock at $59.62 per share. Last August, Berkshire received approval from the U.S. Federal Energy Regulatory Commission to buy up to 50% of Occidental's common stock. It then needed this permission because it would exceed the 25% equity limit set by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission if it were to execute warrants. Buffett, 92, is eyeing another major acquisition of his Omaha, Nebraska-based conglomerate, which has dozens of businesses, including Geico Auto Insurance and BNSF Railroads. Berkshire held a 22.6% stake in BNSF before paying $26.5 billion for the remainder in 2010. Is it because of declined income? The company posted a nearly 13% increase of operating profit to $8.07 billion in the first quarter, driven by its insurance underwriting business, including auto insurer Geico, which has become profitable again after 6 losing quarters. But the result comes with more grim prediction. Profit for most of Berkshire's thriving company will fall this year as the economy's unbelievable time come to an end amid rising inflation and interest rates. Still, Buffett said he still expects a profit from his insurance underwriting business. Buffett is not going to stop with these, it seems. In a recent stock filing, Berkshire Hathaway revealed that it had sold its remaining stake in Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, exiting an investment in the company. Last November, Berkshire Hathaway revealed that it purchased $60 million American depository receipt in TSMC worth about $4.1 billion in the preceding quarters. Yet, Buffett quickly soared on the company. 1 quarter later, Berkshire Hathaway revealed that it had dumped 86% of its total stake. In an interview with Nikkei Asia in April, Buffett acknowledged geopolitical tension as a factor for TSMC stock to sell. Since then, the Berkshire CEO has continued to worry about Taiwan as the investment destination. I feel better with the capital we deploy in Japan than in Taiwan, he said, referring to the company's recent investments, Berkshire Hathaway, into large Japanese trading company. That's the reality, and I've reassessed it based on several things that happened, he said. Still, Buffett praised TSMC, called it a great company, and saying nobody in the chip industry can match them at the annual meeting. Berkshire revealed its biggest move for the quarter, investing $1.4 billion in oil producer Occidental Petroleum. At the size of that investment required more immediate update. Berkshire now owns over $11 billion in Western shares and controls more than 20% of the company after several additional purchases since the quarter ended June 30, along with the tech darling Apple and e-commerce giant Amazon. At the same time, Microsoft appeared to be secretive and did not comment on his last-minute move. As Warren Buffett always shows, successful investing is hard work because it means disciplining your mind to do the opposite of human nature, buying during a panic, selling during euphoria, holding on when bored, and just craving a little action. Investing is 5% intellect and 95% temperament. So what do you think about Buffett's moves? Does this investment in oil stock indicate his predicament of oil prices? Do comment on your thoughts, and don't forget to like and subscribe.